This is kind of one of those tools I've been waiting on for a while. There's been rumor of it. I've heard about it. It finally got announced, and then you know, I still had to wait several months before it showed up. And I am really excited about this because I don't use a chainsaw very often, and when I do, it's a gas one, and a lot of times it's really hard to start because I end up leaving gas in it and it just sits there, and then it doesn't really want to start whenever I get it out, or it'll start the first time, won't start the second time. You know, it's always just a big hassle with gas chainsaws for me, because of the fact that I don't use them very often. But with this Milwaukee one, I'm excited because it is battery operated. It's really all I need. I would be interested actually to see like a tree guy use something like this and see what he can do with it, what he thinks about it versus a gas one. But there's really no way for me to compare that because I don't use a gas one enough to really know, you know, the ins and outs of all of that. I don't do tree work. You know, I might cut down a couple limbs, or if somebody has some little bitty trees, and I say little bitty, you know, 3-4 inches, you know, I might cut something like that down. But this thing is set up really nice. It's actually really, it's got a nice little weight to it. It kind of feels like a gas powered chainsaw, you know, the weight of it. It does come with the new 12 amp hour battery, which is a bigger battery. You can really tell the difference when you put it up next to a 5 amp hour battery, which your 5 amp hour is what comes with like your drills and things like that. But once you set them side by side, you can really see the difference in size of the battery. One thing I did notice whenever you put it in there, there's actually a little extra room. So that kind of makes me wonder, do they have plans for even a bigger amp hour battery than this 12 amp hour battery? There is a lock button to release the trigger. Then you have a bar lock. I might pull this battery out just so I don't accidentally turn it on. But you do have your bar lock, so you are able to lock the bar. It does come with a cover for the chainsaw. The cover's pretty nice. I would say the only thing that I'm not just really fond of is it's just really loose right there at the end. It'd be nice if it was like there was a way to pop it on and it kind of latch right there, or not really latch but kind of lock in, but slides off pretty easily. The bar is a 16-inch bar. I do have some video of me cutting a log. This is a tree that I actually used a bulldozer to push down on my property, so I've got like the stump and everything. I just kind of scooped it up in the skid steer and did a couple slices off the end. It has been in my burn pile. It's been out in the weather. It's been down for several months, but it was really the only thing I had to cut right now, so that's what I used. I do feel like the build quality of this thing is really nice. It is really well built. It's very heavy duty. I'm very impressed by it. I think, you know, I've got the Hedge trimmers, use those all the time. I use that little blower all the time. I don't have the Gen 1 blower, I have the Gen 2 blower. Use that thing quite a bit, keep it in my truck all the time just to grab and blow something off real quick. The build quality of all this Milwaukee stuff has really impressed me, and what's really impressing me is where they're going with these batteries. If y'all have watched me for any length of time, you know I kind of lean towards some of this battery stuff. I just think it has a place, you know, with us pro users. There are some things that we utilize more than others. A guy like me, I think we utilize this way more than a guy that just does tree work and is always cutting down trees. So if you guys are like me and you don't utilize a chainsaw constantly and you're just cutting down little things, small stuff, even if you're cutting down a few big things, I mean, you can see in this video that I was cutting a log that's probably, I don't know, 13, 14 inches around, something like that. And it cut through it like it was nothing. It was leaving big old chunks of sawdust. So I was very impressed with the cut quality of this thing, how smoothly it went through. I've seen all the comparisons online of gas versus electric, you know, what's better. I'm not even going to get into all that because to be honest, I don't have the experience to get into all that. All I can talk about is for a small guy like me that does not utilize a chainsaw very much, something like this is just perfect. Because when I put the battery in, I click the trigger, it's gonna go. I don't have to deal with gas, I don't have to deal with getting it started. None of those issues. The only thing I do have to deal with this is battery and making sure it's got some bar oil in it. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel and then hit the post notifications bell. That way you get notified anytime I put up a video. Because sometimes with YouTube, if you don't have that clicked, you're gonna get notified on some videos I put up, and other videos you'll never know they're up.